obviously with this, we're expecting it to be Victor, right?
Just, yeah.
So it's interesting to see just how loud play when OpTic do decide to kind of toy with the rhythm a little bit. And again, the key thing being that early round, can they get ahead of Victor's timings?
And that's the tricky part. Ooh, Sassy, you're playing such a precarious game. Dancing with danger in the first couple of seconds. Jay doesn't connect it though, so no harm, no foul. And again, I guess we can extrapolate something from map 1. Confidence builder for Loud. Obviously didn't end on the the half they probably would have wanted if you're talking about confidence, but still picking up map 1 is pretty critical to this in the fashion they did. They could feel as though maybe they're ready for this one. Let's see how ready they are for this. Oh, sat towards the box. Victor just bullies down Aspas, and absolutely, even with the Prowler coming through, was unfazed by it.
Actually, the follow-up here from Ye. Sassy before, but he's all a little bit of a pump because OpTic are making their way back towards A site here. Sadak and Les both find kills, though. I'm going to even things up towards a 3v3. Crash is going to take a little bit of space towards spawn. See, this is important engagement. Ye going to win out there. Crash is rewarded for the progress. It's just Sadak left-handed.
Yeah, and OpTic looks super clean on this approach. Really loved what they tried to do in this, and it's worked perfectly. Sadak, how much can you get? 3 players. Hard to carve this into any individual 1v1s.
Well, the FNS is the one, though. You see him kind of jump peeking here, but now that should be, the last time he does that, the fault line going to slow it down anyway. Crash is ready to swing on it.
Okay.
I mean, he found FNS. He's got to guess that Ye's positioned elsewhere.
Okay, it's fine. 10 HP is fine, and there was always Ye in the back line. So, no harm, no foul, and that got a little bit, dangerous. But OpTic pick up the first, and honestly, the approach looked lovely to that. And even just Victor's consideration of positions was perfect. Yeah,
it was a great read to know that as soon as that Prowler comes through, he actually doesn't even commit to taking that fight towards tower. Hard clears behind the box. And like I said, it was all a little bit of posturing towards B site. Drawn that rotation so quickly. So actually didn't even spot the one-way being set up there. So lucky FNS did close that out. Again, that can be a really tricky angle for main to actually find the kill. For next year, and I'll take a little bit pacier here, at least towards Dish in the early round.
Ult's being worked towards, and presence still being held towards spawn. So for OpTic, they have a fair amount of map control here, and looking on the other side, is it just straight up gamble sack? Yeah, I guess just heading over to B, but as we can see, not particularly the correct call as it stands.
I think Sassy was considering showing a little bit of presence there, but it wouldn't have mattered too much. There's so many bodies behind this. OpTic will find themselves wide open A site.
Spike planted.
Anybody's going to be able to get their way back through just yet.
Right there.
Let's see if anyone is able to do as such. Play together here. Can they isolate it? Yay! Bloody hell! Quick on the first, but let's lose life. 4 standing for OpTic. Good read from FNS, but the timing could be a little off actually. Thought he was considering this, but Leicester's find him. Again, this is when you do really kind of button things up. Exactly, you start buttoning things up here. For OpTic, can't take too many more risks here. Need to get away from the site, and they have to fight their way out of it. Les trying to catch one in the heels, and actually they lose a lot for this.
It's only Victor left standing. We'll be able to at least upgrade towards a Bulldog, but secondary objective achieved here on the side of Loud. We'll have to see how the purchase actually looking pretty healthy. Actually, 3 rifles come out immediately here. Stinger in the hands of Victor, at least toying with the idea of it.
Does he commit?
The only one that's going to sit a little awkwardly here.
Okay,
yeah, actually, I mean, all things considered, this is, I mean, there's barely anything left. It's FNS and 1900 that opt to carry out with this purchase.
Straight into things. Again, no sitting back for a second. Victor having to take so much space early on. Sassy forced back towards the top side of the site, but actually denies it. Perfect read. Really nice stopping power on this one. Unsure of any follow-up, but now we'll know no one's there. Aspas going to clear that, and they've at least dealt with the front line now of OpTic.
This is key as well, because the one-way goes up here from Pancada. Loud gain nothing on the back of it. Victor's so quick to get ahead of it. Sassy immediately negates that. Aspas, as he doubles down on the advantage, crashes will fall. OpTic now in a 3v5.
I do want to see if they're continually going to be able to deal with the front line that comes out from OpTic, which has been so deadly. Now it is a 2v4. With the Spike's position being where it is, hard to recover. And Loud all too aware of this. And there it is. Jay's now fallen to FNS in the 1v4 himself. Tries to do what he can, but he's going to get nothing. Sassy, lovely work there. Just honestly, the kill at the very start to find Victor, I think, was essential to the outcome here.
I'll say that's the threat. When that one-way goes up, it almost indicates to OpTic that it's going to be a much closer hold, right? So the fact that Sassy immediately gets out main and then still finds that kill onto Victor as he's coming onto site completely neuters that execution, or at least slows it down initially. Unfortunately, just the spacing behind Victor, nobody able to really capitalize on, identifying where Sassy was actually playing.
And this is where I don't want to particularly even look into it this round too much. Again, considering the purchase for OpTic will be very low or on the lower end. How prepared Loud look to deal with this? One of the key components, we have seen other teams handle OpTic on Breeze. It's few and far between, but there have been teams in the past. So I'm looking for those kind of key indicators as to who is able to do it.
Immediately, yeah, Sadak's let them in the front door. Victor, actually the one to swing that with Ye, so they get themselves a 1-for-1 and the plant on the back of that. Seeing here whether or not OpTic go hunting here. FNS going to invest the Rolling Thunder. They're looking to get very aggressive.
I mean, this is a lot, isn't it? Surely not going to be able to get the weapons back out. Victor, one rifle is all he's got to play with. He's going to do whatever he can with it, though. A toy with time. Getting closer! The damage! Almost enough. Aspas still standing, though. And Loud still alive in this. That got way more dangerous than I expected.
Absolutely. I mean, when the Rolling Thunder comes through, it's a perfect use of utility from Sassy to make sure they can't capitalize on that, because it caught two. They were dead to rights.
Okay. 2-2. Just occasional stark reminders of quite good at this map. Quite dangerous at all occasions. Now again, I'm looking at the buy though. I guess Victor's got his ult, so that's not the end of the world, but they'll be fine in this one, OpTic, and this is the first big test, the first telling signs here on Fracture of whether or not they are actually fully equipped for this Loud, or was it just a couple of nice rounds, Sassy having good positioning. This is where we can start extrapolating that information, pulling it through. Let's see what they've got for us now.
It's a key round as well, because it's the first round we're going to see less on the operator. No denial of space here. He's going to find his way all the way onto site. Crashes will pop the ultimate as well, but unable to find a kill.
I'm waiting to see if this is part of it, trying to let Victor kind of burn himself out at this point, but it will at least facilitate the plant. So Spike now down. Loud gonna have to try and work this one back in. No subtlety to position to try and deny this and spam it out a little. The amount of control they've been given here. This is a huge post plant. Nightfall goes in, and I think the paranoia to follow as well, but on the site, Aspas goes. Can he find any freedom? Flashed up, he won't be able to see for a second. Vision now returned, and oh, the spam. Already catching them just a little bit, and they swing it! Pancada with 3! Victor marved and FNS go down. It's on Crashies and Ye. And where are they positioned? Ye waiting in the smoke himself, and he gets denied. It's all on Crashies in a 1v3. This defuse cannot be stopped. Pancada! Unbelievable impact.
Beautifully done. It's not even, I think initially there, with the sound cues, they almost just immediately have to commit to this retake. Right? They're so overwhelmed by the execution I think they're expecting, right? You look at the scoreboard, you see what's available, you know what's coming when you play versus OpTic here on Fracture. But so beautifully coordinated. Even just a little bit of chip damage on the way through makes this harder.
And this is, again, when we looked at key rounds, critical rounds, this was a big one. That ult from Victor, we saw that was almost, not mirrored, it wasn't the perfect example of it, but we've seen them absolutely cook teams with that look. It's so hard to handle. I thought that was on the money, it wasn't. They get a second chance of life, and you're right. This time a little different though, Sadak gets caught. And actually less in a lot of trouble there, tagged up, but doesn't give it away just yet. Still standing, but Spike now down. You've got to look at the way through here. They're going on the flank. There's a lot of players coming around. And already OpTic so hyper aware of this. These positions are good for it. Ye's there, but actually they at least best mark, but Ye's still in such a nuisance of a position to clear.
Yeah, those contacts coming so far away. Victor actually going to catch a headshot here. They're going to be able to close this out. Pancada and Sassy desperate to counter some of this damage. Only one left in the tour de force for Ye, but the time's ticking away, Lauren.
They've got past him. Good underhand flash, though. Les going to get slowed down once he gets towards tower. Trying to close in towards it. All right, guess I'll bring the op out. No worries. And he's going to find it. Crashies deleted. FNS coming back in, trying to be the hero.
Oh, my God.
And Sassy! He's still standing! And he's still defusing!
Oh, my God!
Round.
Daylight robbery that he gets that first half on the defuse. but then comes through and swings round the box perfectly to close it out. That's the third defusal in a row, Lauren. And this is another wide open site for OpTic.
I can't believe they got back to site. I thought it was over that fight between, it was like Ye and Victor down towards underpass.
They're stuck in main for so long.
No way across.
That was ridiculous, and rightfully so. OpTic calling the timeout now. They've got to take a breather after that.
Because their strat, their approach, it's still good. It's getting them on the site, and they even got the first pick. Who was it they found? Sadak, I think, on the way in. So that was it. Okay, we've even done better than the last round. Brilliant. Let's hold that post plant. And once again, Loud showing diligence, Mike. This is getting me kind of, feeling as though Loud are in absolutely the right mindset. And again, look at the ult progress too. That's huge.
Yeah, because this isn't really relying on any set pieces from Loud. No real strats cooked around this.
Oh, gotta watch this.
Again, this pick comes through. The snap from Sassy is disgusting.
That besting Ye on an angle like that. Tell me you're going to do that every day of the week.
But this one, the tap onto the second there.
Oh.
Nice, got on! Like I said,
yeah, from
right under their noses. What a clutch from Sassy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and what's that? That's 2 4Ks now. I mean, the guy's got 8 kills. It's 2 separate 4Ks.
Straight up clutching out. And again, for OpTic, in my mind, they're doing the right thing. They're doing what they can. They're getting on the side. The strats are still working. It's the post plant that Loud has gone, all right, that's where we're going to find it. That's the breathing room we are going to use. They've come in prepped on this.
I'm out of here.
Oh, we got a game on our hands, 4-2. Loud, no slouches, no pushovers this time. They want to turn away those pages that determined their fate before, losing twice in such, honestly, early stages at one point, bombing out of tournaments to this team.
Look at Sassy here. Both Sassy and Aspas ready for the fast lane to come through from Dish to avoid this trap, right? Actually does back away from it. Well, the reasoning was there, but Victor will find one.
Still?
Sassy answers back, though.
And he just gets a way out. That's not bad. He gets to keep his life.
But didn't he get to sight?
Wait, they didn't. I thought they were going to use that as the opportunity to push in. And surely you're questioning this.
I mean, actually, 2 players in ropes. They should hear these steps, actually, but maybe not with the Nightfall invested.
Now they know. They are getting a run on here. FNS, though, quick to this. Going to try and be the man to buy the time and decides to back away. Leaves it to Ye.
Big kill.
Huge kill, but missed the angle. Sadak was ahead of it. Scoped up, looked in, loses. 3v3, post plant again. Will the nightmare repeat? Will tragedy strike 3 times? Horn goes up. Does no Victor. He's gone. Sassy again, influential. But this is the post plant. This problematic. Oh, thank God it's behind him. How are you ever going to prepare for this? A shot in the back and now it's all mobbed. A 1v2 and he wants to change it. He wants this round, he ain't going to get it. Sassy again, leading by example.
The guy just can't miss right now.
He doesn't know how to lose, Mike.
The crazy thing as well, FNS, if he stays just half a second longer, you will hear that smoke from Pancada. So the timing there is absolutely brutal. Look at the timeline though, Lauren. That's the 4th defusal now.
I can't believe this. And the preparation is beautiful. And their composure in these post plants, having to work back in on these retakes. Oh my God. Sassy is snappy. Ooh.
He's looking crispy. He's looking real crispy right now.
This is panic stations. Because
it's getting a little concerning, yeah. I mean, OpTic are going to throw something back into this again. A couple of SMGs, rifle in the hands of Ye, but
can they close the gap? Can they get close? This Victor.
Where's he go here from a sting? He has to push something.
And you can see already just keeping distance. He's actually slipped further ahead. This is nice. He's going to have a fair fight to a degree. He's got it. Massive impact. Taking down Aspas, weakens the side, but the hits elsewhere. Look towards the B side here and Les.
Oh, no.
Oh,
what? What? Les still hit that.
Huh? Get me that POV right now, please. Now 3 remain. Surely they don't pull it off again. Now, what do they have in this post plant? 2 rifles, the Spectre for FNS, and the Sheriff for Crashy. This game! Okay, split apart by just centimeters. The same horn goes up for Sassy. Not going to find the same players. Already adjusted off the back. Pancada forced away. This is better. Buying precious seconds. And now finally the push. First challenge, he falls. Second in line, FNS swings it. Now he's in an unfavorable fight. And oh no, the nightmare repeats until Ye drags them kicking and screaming.
It's Sassy though.
But of course it's Sassy. But the 1v1
oh my God. Sassy
Alright.
nearly slipped round
He
the
was
corner
that
as well.
close, mate. That was...
Oh my god.
God.
The weapon switch time is just disgusting.
Change is really quite unfair.
I think this tracking is on point
He's
there
on it.
for the
He's on
first
it.
like half
Couldn't-
second.
Couldn't have done a thing different. Damn, my glasses on. I can't read it. I'm trying. It's not happened.
I was just saying Loud had, I think, a 70% post-plant success. I'm not sure about the retake.
Yeah, we need the retake.
I mean, we've already seen him hit whatever stats. This is ridiculous.
Oh, it goes out of stats when you see in these games. This is why we love repetition when it comes to international games, because they get to come back in like this. And again, straight back into things. Poised. OpTic take that first kill. Pancada gone. Now Sassy still standing, though. The biggest threat to be known. Underhand flash going to force Aspas away, but OpTic are peeling back away from this.
Actually, Sadak going to be tasked here. He's only got Judge in hand. Tucked up in towards the backside of tower here. How deep do OpTic actually push here? He's actually going to be given the first here. Oh, he gets a second as well!
The man will not be moved. Finally gets pried out of place. Less, what have you got for us, operator there? Aspas by his side.
I think he hit Crashes. Crashes down to 3 HP.
Oh, he must have. Uh-oh. Surely. Dead to rights. Couldn't turn in time. FNS wants a second and actually goes for himself. Less now given at least step towards the site, but hard to get these positions cleared. The swing on the flash. It's good for Crashes. And OpTic clawing this game back, Mike, but it is so dangerous here.
I mean, this is the real test. Can OpTic now stabilize? After what we've seen so far, bring it within one round now. I mean, Sadak made this interesting. Nearly actually gets away with it. The only thing that his ultimate demise is going for the upgrade.
Okay. Because this was the question I was going to honestly pose to you is, how many times have we seen OpTic tested on this side especially? And how deep do they then get to go? Right?
I mean, because it's actually, you unpack that and allowed hard countering the execute. No, there's been a number of different times where on the back of contact, they're just committing to retake. There's no real hard like site setup to counter that. It's, and that's what's scary.
Yeah. And it's good reads into it,
OpTic's win condition has always been relying on this, whether or not they get 1 or 2 kills as part of that execution, you know, in the chaos that they're able to create on B site. But I mean, Loud have shown 3 or 4 different perspectives to the retake. Less adds stuff up. He's out of range. Still gets away though.
Just about. And Loud just going to gamble off the back of it. And I don't blame them. You're trying to work with less. You do just have the sheriffs out, excluding the tour de force. But already, nice read from OpTic here.
They're very cautious here on the anti-eco. They don't want to give this one away.
No.
So crucial that they actually do take contact towards B, because once again, similar to that previous eco round from Loud, they do draw the rotation.
Bring them down. Spike planted.
Clearing towards sand, nothing there. I'm just going to spam away from the smoke. Connections off the back, but it's Jay to find Sadak. Rashi's going to commit the ult to this too. This is a big commitment from OpTic.
They have to take the rounds they can, to be honest, with how this half has gone.
They've removed less away from the retake, which is completely reasonable of an investment when you do need this much. And there is this much on the line. OpTic is going to find Sassy this time, and the 3 remaining players not really getting much of a shout at this. Victor just running rings around him. Pancada going to start closing in, calls in Ye for support, and he's there. So all good in the end. 4 standing, but a big commitment behind, but I feel rightly so.
This one coming in here. It's awkward to see Loud's purchase come in at round 11. See just how they sit behind it. It's going to be awkward. I think that's why we see the timeout, because looking at 2 very different outcomes here based on this one purchase. I mean, OpTic come into this. Marv potential to get the orbital strike online. FNS as well for the Rolling Thunder, maybe. We see Loud lean back onto a retake setup with that Nightfall. There's nothing else really to work around here other than the operator, but it's the first time we've seen Les get a little curious, I guess, in the early round to
Try and find an
but that's concerning. With the number of
like
times
doing it.
OpTic have just flipped the switch onto B main as soon as that spawn barrier drops. And I mean, even then, you especially don't want to see him out of range of his TP. He's
Sure.
very, very close to getting punished in the previous.
Yeah, hyper vulnerable. Now, again, if we talk through kind of who's having impact, I think everyone from OpTic's doing what they need. Marved a little quiet, but even outside of that, you know, Victor and Ye doing well here, sitting towards double digits. A little bit different from that, I guess, first half in map 1, where it was very quiet throughout. So good to see them heating into this game. But 5-5, let's kind of, you know, remove almost what we've seen so far. Let's just purely expectations, seeing this map coming in second, you know, position here. Is this closer than you expected by a large margin? Is this about on the money? Where does this sit for you, considering your expectations coming into today?
I mean, in terms of expectations, the one question I asked was, were Loud going to bring anything particularly different when we take into account the previous kind of faces off on Fracture between these two teams? So far, it's an absolute tick in the box for me. And again, even to be here on their defensive side, go 5-5 and potential actually to close through, but hold that thought once again. It's the same carbon copy, but Sadak this time sponges it.
Oh, and they seem so aware. This is that preparation, man. You're seeing it just picture perfect.
Well, this is another setup. It's a completely different setup. This time around, they're happy to dig their heels in, stop them getting this free site access.
Because we hadn't seen that initial fight, right? We hadn't seen that judge positioned here. Now, again, it looks like Sassy's going to be deleted by FNS, but there's layers to it. There's a next contingent in mind. And Ye's done some damage in the past. I don't feel as though this is the round to be doing it again, but hey. Won't doubt the devil until the round's done, but
looking for 4 to stay standing though for Loud. That's the key thing. We looked at the economy beforehand. Pancada.
That's 4 alive.
Just ahead of the headhunter coming out as well, so.
I'm so impressed with Loud's adjustment. I really am, because, and this, people are like, oh, why are you hyping up Loud? Because OpTic are so damn good at this. Very few teams can hold the accolade of looking so prepared against these hits.
Bear in mind, I mean, Loud's retake success percentage sits around 40% usually.
So it's not even.
So to see this against a team like OpTic that we know are very proficient on the attack here,
sure.
It's a real joy to watch.
Yeah, what a treat.
What's it? Is this a setup for an early exec or
Let's
3 over towards arcade here?
Looking to see where this lands. I mean, Victor can see nothing. And he's dead.
Moving in darkness.
Absolutely zero vision. Look at this utility pour. Absolutely smothering them. Nothing to do in this. They're down to 2 already.
What is going on?
You know when they post the memes of like, this is what Valorant looks like, just skip this round. Please don't do it to us, man. Reddit, just move on, all right? Crashies and Ye finally get vision back. They're like, oh, this is what the map looks like. Fantastic. We might have a shot at this now, but 4 against them, and they've been given space towards that A site, so they could get themselves into a post plant. I want to see where Ye gets to.
They've got to play this a little bit aggressively.
Oh, the timing. She's so vulnerable, but there it is. That's what you needed. He plays ahead of the timing, finds Lesper. There's a player close by, and he's still doing this. He has to be the protagonist in this story.
Sadak's reloading.
Round,
what?
Sadak completely unaware, and Ye, this 3. He could be on for the ace if he gets the timing right. He knows it. He reads it like a book. Ye is an animal in these moments. Just one more, and it looks so good with Ye doing this.
Of course, that's the way this half closes out, with Ye picking up an ace. Play to perfection as well, flipping that 2v4. We were just talking about the retake success. Ye just absolutely smacks away any possibility. Sadak, yeah, I'm not sure about the reload here, like, unless he's only got two left in the clip. Really bizarre, but whether or not Ye actually acts upon that sound cue would be really interesting to know.
That's something that we can refine and maybe go over later. For now, we go back to the desk to talk through the first half.
Thank you very much. Guys, Ye, I love that he's showing off, but I do want to look on the side of Loud real quick, because Sassy is also showing off right now.
The man himself has come to play. I know the ball buff, you know, is something that we always talk about, but I think there's something a little bit more deeper going on here, because I already referenced last time that they played this particular map. They had Sadak pop off, for example. They had the supportive players. Well, he's come into this, and in Masters 2, he had one of the worst clutch rates of any player on his team, and he says, well, I don't need a clutch if I just come in and I absolutely obliterate you all before there's any clutch situation needs to happen. That's a world-class initiator player.
Yeah, just avoid the clutch situation. Just kill everybody before you can get the spike down, or if they do, then, you know, keep somebody else alive with you. But I mean, he has been incredible. So many rounds where, you know, OpTic, they get in, they get that spike down on the ground, and then Sassy just shows up and he's just like, hello, I'm here to ruin your entire day.
Yeah.
And he just does it. It's been crazy to watch, but the fact that this ends up being a 6-6, I think is actually credit to OpTic finding some stability, because it was not looking good for a little while there. We were sitting here like, okay, maybe we're going to get a fast little evening. Maybe we won't get to see Pearl again today. Maybe Loud just take this. This is overall an improvement for Loud since the last time that they played against OpTic, because it was 4 rounds picked up on attack, 4 rounds on defense. Now we have to see as they get ready to swap sides.
Well, it's going to be a very, very important pistol as we head into the second half with your casters, Pansy and Hypok.
Yeah, it is certainly a very important pistol, but again, Mike, I think we got excited in this, seeing map 1 go Loud's favor, because we thought, right, well, map 3's probably Pearl, and we get to have fun there. That's gonna be brilliant. That's not promised anymore at all.
It really isn't. And just to touch back on stats quickly, Loud have an insane post-plant conversion rate on fractures. So if they can get themselves on, and actually it depends really on how active OpTic are going to be. Marv'd actually peeking ahead of 0 clues or anything here and completely ripped away from this side.
Just looked like a contact piece. The underhand flash is really good, but couldn't make anything of it. I thought that'd be at least Aspas dead, but he's still standing. Sadak's lower, Pancada lower, and Pancada finding Victor. He's looking for the follow-up, but Ye's the only one really doing the damage until Crashies chimes in. And the 2v3 isn't impossible. But the time's on their side. How is that happened? How did Crashies win that fight? I don't understand. But the HP's been so low. Ye gets picked up on the back lines, and Crashies, knife's still there, but what are you going to do with it? I guess remove less from the equation. That ain't bad.
I mean, he could spray him down with a frenzy here. Yeah, he's 14 HP, but they're stacked up so close. Les actually finds the headshot.
He's fine.
I mean, I'm waffling away. I'm thinking, yeah, there's no way Marv's jump peeking this on the back of nothing, but immediately ripped away.
Yeah. They won the pistol, Mike. I'm getting nervous. I wanted to cast Pearl. Don't take this away from me.
I mean, I thought we'd see yesterday.
Really?
Do you not remember the delete the VOD comment?
Yeah, I do. I just, the balloon bear, nice. That's made me feel at least a little bit better. Because I was really, we could still get there. We should still get there. This is OpTic. It's fracture. It's totally fine. Maybe. We go back in. Let's look at the buy coming out. Shorties galore, and honestly, not much else to write home about here. If Ye can do some damage, that'd be cool. But outside of that, Mike, I'm just waiting for this to be 8 and waiting to see this game then just kind of carry on forward.
Yeah, whether or not Loud are actually going to, I mean, look how safe they're set up here. They're just sitting very deep towards bridge on the north side of the map. OpTic on the other side of things with 2 shorties in the mix. Don't expect them to go hunting at least. Victor rewarded with an ult orb for free. Yeah, only 4 shots in the headhunter.
I'm getting
have to see here,
for
but
OpTic.
yeah, I am. Actually, the Prowler will at least spot 1 member out on site.
Does he get a pixel over this?
Should
yes, he does.
Do,
What is this? Yeah, he never misses those. And Victor's going to try and just dive in. Head first for Halos. He's happy to try and give it up for it, but it's only traded out.
Crashies absolutely lights Pancada up with the shorty, down to 98.
Yeah.
Loud might
30
catch
seconds
timing
left.
here ahead of FNS. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get to site safely.
They've only got classics. Even if he did, it'd still just be hoping for that right click or something to happen. But
I mean, if he gets himself on and tuck into a corner, there's
maybe,
a chance. But
maybe. But they're navigating the threats well enough. 14 seconds. Plant's going to be going down.
Spike planted.
And now this becomes such an issue. I mean, Crashies does get the Spectre to maybe bring a little bit more pain with, coming back in through Dish, but yeah, this fight somehow makes it almost look reasonable, but does eventually go down. Now we look at what remains. Again, that shorty's not really going to find too much, but his Crashies maybe do a bit more damage, and well, going to at least know 1, and actually only 1.
Last player standing.
makes it even more awkward now. Well, he's going to try and bait somebody to stay behind and lose their weapon. The smoke going up. Sassy actually swinging ahead of it.
Okay.
They're
Okay,
with
free
free
life.
standing. I mean, Sassy brings a ghost into this round, so it's not the end of the world, but
Sure.
they build any early momentum on the back of these first 2 rounds. Can OpTic stop them in their tracks early on?
Isn't that just the question? Coming into this round, though, it's, you know, when we talk about bonuses, this isn't really a weak round at all. You're still going to have, what, 2 rifles, One with Sassy, one with Less. You've got the two Bulldogs, Pancada and Sadak with theirs, and then the Sheriff with Aspas on the other side. Full rifles, light armor for Ye, but not the end of the world. Let's see what they go for, because you want this to be decisive. OpTic would need to get around on the board, get themselves back into this game. It looks decisive enough at the beginning. Victor gonna fall away, give up the control towards Dish, hand that over towards Sassy, who is one off his ult, so that could be coming through here.
Actually, 4 members allowed behind this as well. I know it's just a little poke here, but it's drawing the rotation very early on. Look at where Crashies has gone. And look at the progress with B main. B site's going to be white. Didn't want to see anybody on ropes, so luckily Les is here, but I mean, if Ye finds a kill, Ye just took so much damage there. But both members spotted.
And Ye is the walking wounded, soon to be walking dead. He has to fall away from this, try to keep his life, try and do something. He's gonna, I guess, keep himself standing, and it puts it in Victor's hands now. That's an issue, though. He's gonna be noted pretty early on in this. Has to back away. Again, losing a little bit of this territory. Sadak now teed up for success, potentially. Victor so aware of this, though. Swings the angle correctly and still gets to stay alive. I don't know how he's still standing.
Allowed, actually, again, flip the switch, but Ye should catch one on the backside here. Sadak will fall. B site is open, though.
That's like the triple pump, the back and forth the whole time. Okay, they're finally on the site here. So Spike going to go down. They will at least get ahead of this. Nothing can deny the Spike as it stands. No, but look how quick Crashies is to the case. Ye's the one to find less, and there's the follow-up. Sassy's now gone. They are wiped out. OpTic cleanly working back in. It wasn't pretty at the start, but they've kept up toe for toe.
It's the battle of rotations in this round. It's key that Ye finds his kill on Sadak because he's 4 HP. Has to slip into underpass, actually, when that initial pressure comes through. But like I said, when both members of OpTic are spotted coming out B main, it's unfortunate that actually Loud have taken the rope. If they could have slipped in through Arcade there, it's a much safer plant.
Sure. So I guess OpTic have achieved what they needed. This is something that OpTic needed to do. It's that kind of, okay, we answer back cleanly enough. Was it 4 standing, I think? I think it was 4 at the end, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 3. But it's enough to kind of force correct maybe the confidence in, because things were starting to get a little shaky in my mind. Seeing Loud turn up this much, if they'd converted that gun round or the bonus into that, that would have been even more disastrous. It's when it starts to spiral. However, we're back in business. Ye's going to have the ult on deck, so that's going to be Tour de Force coming out. That's no problem there. Operator with less. What do we have into this round?
Actually, looking towards both Ye and Less of not they're going to face off here. Ye holding a very passive angle here. It's on site. Marved and Crashy's ready to swing off contact. Actually, a little bit of a poke on both sides here, but nobody wanted to commit either way. Well, these 2 members spotted. Marved does back away. Should see Aspas try and burst on the back of this.
It's a little tentative, but they've actually made it towards the site. Ye going to be forced away. And Aspas bursts in. Marv goes down, and they win the fight towards tower. Sassy finding Crashies opens up so much potential. And there's the cross being watched as well. FNS could no longer slip away with Less catching it. Now the plan can go down. They just want to secure everything, make sure that smoke hits into place before they give anything up towards Ye. Who still is potentially influential. The man got an ace not long ago, sitting on 22. That smoke will slow progress by a country mile, and, well, Victor, he ain't wanting to particularly get involved.
No. Again, Ye has a shorty in the back pocket. No reason for him not to stand here and fight. Try and make use of the Tour de Force, but looking as if Loud are going to bring 5 through. And what's crucial here is the Prowler comes towards Ye on site, and the amount of pressure towards Marved and Crashies, nobody's there to deal with it for him.
Yeah.
He has to hit the panic button. He has to get out. And the discipline as well, for nobody to swing on the back of the Prowler, even when it latches onto Ye. It's a couple of key moments in this round that meant OpTic had to give it up. We'll find the consolation.
Ooh, can he keep his life?
Don't think so. Oh, yeah, he does.
Not bad, okay. Rifle in the pocket, gets to walk away. Happy enough with that. So 2 saving. We can go forward, but 9-7 now. And yeah, I'm glad to see this just off your replay that you're seeing at home. This is an OpTic timeout, and I think Chet feeling probably the way we are as well. A little nervous now seeing that Loud have stabilized here.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking as confident, at least here, with the concerns being in the second half of Breeze, where I don't know if there was just a conscious decision to really switch up how they wanted to approach the second half. At least here, it's structured. They're kind of sticking to at least the intent. There's a lot of commitment behind some of these executions, and they're really well thought through. There's nobody really bursting onto site. We're jump peeking arcade. We're spotting out Marv. We're identifying where Crassy's is. A little bit of a, you know, a pause for thought for 2 or 3 seconds, but after that, they just sweep through.
I think this really does kind of tailor into the idea of you learn the most from your losses. And coming into this, I feel Loud have come in with pretty much a game plan in mind from start to finish, and it showed on map 1 a little bit clearer. I think that's fair to say. Map 2, they're keeping up with OpTic. They're currently leading the scoreline, but they are keeping up, which is something very impressive in my mind, considering that the losses has been, you know, back-to-back now for them, and they don't want repeats. They are trying to avoid going out in groups, which it feels like they wouldn't do, but even in the situation, being presented this opponent so early, great to see Loud in this form coming here. So at 9-7, we dive back in. Purchase does come through for OpTic. 2 players still going to be on the light armor, but have got the rifle with them and at least the full utility kit.
Once more, we see heavy focus out towards this. This time around, OpTic looking to get a little proactive here, take some of this space away. Nobody on the other side of this from the side of Loud, though.
This north-south divide is mad.
Victor actually just going to post up behind the trap. Doesn't want to push any further just yet. You can see the pings coming through, identifying the possibility of presence outside. But I said it before, I don't want to see anybody take that rope all the way back towards Victor. I mean, is the plan here to push as 5 through arcade? It's looking that way.
There.
Yeah. Seems like that's the case.
Look at the progress elsewhere, though. That's going to reveal so much info.
Okay, guys.
Oh! Swing it!
Les just steps in! No way are you ever going to be doing that.
Just zero respect.
None. Pure confidence. Brimming. Crashies deleted. Victor gone. You're down to 3. And with all that information, all that map control, all that presence from OpTic, it boils down to nothing. Marv gets a consolation kill at this point as Ye and FNS already seen Ye forced away. This is unreal stuff. I don't know where they're getting the gall to do this for Loud, but they're doing it right. And now FNS, with it all to do, he's not going to get anything. It's double digits for Loud.
Wow. I mean, to see that as well, yes, there's no flashes on the side of Loud to come through, but again, just that pure confidence swing on the back of the information. At this point, they're kind of faced with it's kind of a dilemma, it's right? Yeah, well, they know we're here. If we can find this kill, even trade 1 for 1, it still benefits us, right? Because they don't know what's happened elsewhere. OpTic have pushed all the way through A main, all the way outside of B main. They know there's only 2 spots they can be. It's Dish or Arcade. Loud continuing to slow down the pace. Well, as I say that, now actually a little bit of spring in their step.
And look at this pressure. There's got to be something to quell this confidence, and that will certainly do it. Make you look a little silly here. Just caught up in all the utility. Beautiful investment from OpTic, but do they find Victor and open up an avenue maybe? I don't know, but they don't know about these flanks that have been coming. They have no idea that this map control has been taken so often.
Well, adjustment on the trap placement actually here outside A main. And Victor's ahead of it this time around. He sat behind it in the previous round. Loud look as if they still want to counteract these early losses towards B. Yeah, he will be spotted out here. That's how they deal with this. Crash has got to come through with a flash or something to help him out. Yeah, he TP's to safety though.
And they're still committing. Yeah, I'm waiting to see if anyone rotates or anything, but no. Headstrong. Ricardo going to get contact, but actually it just snaps to Ye. So Ye's gone down, Crashies falls, but there's the pressure. Victor on the back lines finally comes into effect. They needed that. Static standing towards tower, Mars position's dirty. Going to get the benefit of that, but it's Sarsi left alive in a 1v3. The first shot, it wasn't clean, it wasn't pretty, but its job done. OpTic still in this one, Mike, but that felt like a bit of a fumble at the start from Loud there.
Actually, we'll regain an operator out of this Thrifty as well, but look at Loud. Look how they're set up now. Sadak just one away from the Viper's pit. That will be the full house of ultimates. On the other side of things, Victor FNS and Marv, who's had a very quiet, I mean, I was saying it a minute ago, what, he's 1-15, and usually the Iceman for this OpTic gaming roster.
Oh, absolutely.
It comes online now when OpTic need it. Might be able to tie things up here. Stretch, fracture. to its limits in terms of this regulation time here.
Let's play.
Actually seeing, I mean, it'll be a broken buy behind this for Loud. A tour de force at least to give it a little bump in the right direction.
Can they find Victor? That's what I'm wondering if Victor even goes walkabouts again, if he dares to kind of go for that play. If they're still willing to try and take the space. Different look here, Sadak. Is this how he's going to plan to get towards the site, potentially? There it is, draws out the ult as well. FNS happy to just get in here. Double check. Ye's clearing house. Ye. Death from above, gonna find 2 as well. Waiting for the 3rd, but they can close the gap. Victor wants in. They're gonna apply this pressure. Oh, Ye so quick with it.
Down A.
Fortunate to say the least. FNS gets pressured, but he's fine. Gets to slip away. Handles Sadak with ease. Marv slipping back through from CT, and it's just Pancada. And this has been dealt with. This has been a resounding answer now.
You can see here as well, Crashies just considering the possibility. Pancada's got his ult, so can yoink that spike. But Crash is going to know that he's not on B site. A key reposition here.
30
I think
seconds
Pancada's
left.
banking on that possibility. Now, he was one of the players struggling financially on the side of Loud. Well, no, he does want to hold on to this rifle. At this point, yeah. Just going to give it up. So yeah, Sassy the lowest
10 seconds
after
left.
him at 350. So we'll be able to string something together. There will be gaps at least. OpTic find their 9th though, and 4 standing on the other side, and that's key when they've had to claw their way back into this half.
So there's 2 ults coming through for OpTic there, right? FNS and Marv, I think, invested theirs off the back of the
Yeah,
Viper
they're rolling thunder on the orb. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let's have a little watch from Ye's perspective now. Timing better for Ye. He's quite good at this game, isn't he? Bloody hell. And you've got to say, heroic performance from Ye as well.
26 and 12, yeah, the next closest being 12 on Victor.
Yeah, he's been putting in serious work, and you're right. They've been able to kind of scrape together a buy. Not particularly a great one. There's still light armor and you know the Bulldog in place, but it's enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, but it's an awkward time to do it. At this scoreline, this late on in the half, Loud then need an extra round to recover from this forced purchase. Now they have the tools to convert it, right? Nightfall and Showstopper do kind of complement a lesser purchase here, but whether or not we see them invested here.
I have the spike.
Going back around, all of them congregating together towards this B piece. Pancada split from the rest, has 3 clearing over by Arcade.
They're looking to get proactive.
To
get ahead of it.
It's actually a trade. That's not bad. They'll take that to a degree. They're now somewhat locked out of the side. Do they fight back for this, or do they sit purely for the retake? They're somewhere in between no man's land. They're quick to this one. Flash gonna come in. The spike's gone down, and Crashies. Oh my word, Crashies! 2 huge kills. Cracks open the site, and now Les is dead, and FNS leading the way back through. OpTic are not down, and certainly not out yet.
Textbook. I mean, Crashies, actually, initially they're faced with a dilemma, like you said. Do they sit deep in tower? But the timing on this is perfect. The stun comes through, a beautiful crunch just on the back of utility. We'll tie things up 10 apiece here. Look at this here. The stun perfect, the flash perfect. Les only able to find 1 in response.
And the spacing even here from FNS to just follow up, there was no time for an answer.
The null command's on it. He can fully bait Crashies there. Crashies, as long as he's still standing, let him keep swinging.
Yep, absolutely. Really nice to see. Great synergy again with the OpTic boys. They're finding that perfect spacing between each other. Now Loud get put in the predicament. You noted it. Going for these buys late into the game, you know, when you're having the money put into question, you get left in these scenarios. Sheriff, Spectres, bits and pieces. It's not perfect, and that Nightfall came through, so they've lost out on that at OpTic. Trying to turn the screws here. It's clean enough. It's going to be just less alive, and the spike is deep by Dish, so not going to be easy to get back into hand.
Well, again, the economy damage, it doesn't count for anything here. This is a tough blow for Loud. Like I said, an extra round to try and recover. It's looking as if OpTic are going to find 11. Yeah, they want to seal the deal. Actually, you think 2 rounds back, that ultimate advantage they had, unable to just string together 2 more. Down to just the Showstopper, just the TP for Pancada. Actually, only fair to highlight it as well. Aspas having a rough game over on the Rays. We talked about Marv, but on the attacking side.
Certainly a key character to be missing. Yeah, 9 to 18, not quite having the impact. As being the Raze as well, a key component, taking that space, showing that presence, be an issue in that regard. But 10 to 11, how much depth does Loud have now? The question that has to come up is looking a little bit discombobulated now, looking a little bit like they're starting to run on fumes here. Not massively. I mean, the economy did get taken away from them. If you look at the string of rounds, though, it's now 4 back-to-back for OpTic, starting to really strengthen this half for themselves. I'm curious about the longevity of how much Loud have on this map.
And the problem being is you almost have to link to, without having these ultimates now to complement it, they have to be clean rounds. Like, they basically have to double break the economy here of OpTic, and at this scoreline, it's just such a tall order. Especially the way with OpTic. OpTic are very disciplined in the early round here. It's not all out aggression.
No, it's quite choreographed, where they're taking space, where they're deciding to go for this. And there's intent behind it, there's good utility invested.
Victor, a couple of times, he's been able to slip in and relay a lot of information. It's been key towards that reposition from OpTic. So giving FNS the tools in terms of the mid-round to make really, really good decisions. And OpTic reaping the benefits.
Absolutely are. Go in. Victor wanted to once again challenge. Aspas has been
going deep
cold,
for it as well.
Victor's challenging. He's got you dead to right, and the follow-up is divine. Oh, and look at them just shutting this down. It's a bloodbath, and the round barely started.
Right out the timeout. Almost as if Loud are still in that timeout, talking about what to do. In the blink of an eye, 4 kills.
No rest for the wicked here. This is 12 every day of the week. Les is damn good, but he ain't this damn good. And Ye's got your number right now. You step a little further forward, you're dead and gone.
Actually going to be Marv to come through. Get the orbital strike online. Now he knows that Ye can swing less. Finds the first, but like I said, even here, if he comes through and finds a couple more kills, it means nothing when you talk bigger picture.
Unless he gets 4 more kills,
well,
then, you know, then there's bigger problems.
Don't go near the rope.
Please. Please. Just don't do it.
30 seconds
Might
left.
just turn them green for OpTic at this point. Yeah, 20 seconds, he hasn't even got the play much more. Okay, well. Oh! It's not looking good. Flash gets the frag. It's good. Yep. Just clip it. Just right there.
10 seconds left.
Again, though. Formalities at this point. 3 standing for OpTic, and as you said, damage is not the name of the game. That doesn't really matter. It's outside of that realm. It's going to be 12, and you've got to say that once again, depth being shown for OpTic. After probably being stunned on that first half here.
Being shown from OpTic because, I mean, to come out of the first half with the scoreline we had, to then see how initially this felt as if it was going to start in the second half. Bear in mind, first 5 rounds of the second half, it was 4-1 on the half. So they claw their way back in.
And is there anything left, Loud? Anything left in the tank to get this to 11? Or have you run out of steam? Was this the best you could give here? And that would be completely reasonable. This is a damn hard map against one of the best in the world on it. Loud
have to be so paranoid of any aggression now. They have to be. Because OpTic are kind of riding the wave.
Yeah, for sure. Their confidence is brimming. Odds being built towards 3 to play with here. FNS Marv, if they feel the pressure, they can just hit that panic button. And there's the contact made. Crashies, who decides to play this here?
Crashies wisely backing away from this now. Desperate not to give away an opener towards B side. But now with Victor in the mix, a 3rd member of OpTic Gaming, at least can afford to get a little curious. Look at this, 60 seconds in, we're seeing, I mean, glimpses of what we saw on Breeze in terms of the attack.